In our Campaign 2020 Vote Smart report, we're taking a closer look at Prop 16. The measure would lift the state's 24-year-old ban on considering race, gender, or ethnicity in admission and hiring decisions at colleges and universities. A new poll by the Public Policy Institute of California finds that 31% of voters say they support Prop 16. 47% say they oppose the measure, and 22% have not decided. KPIX5's Andrea Borba breaks it all down for us. Andrea?
Well, Ken, to go back to understand exactly what happened with Prop 16 and how we got here, you have to go back to the year 1996. To understand how Proposition 16, which seeks to reinstate affirmative action in California, ended up on this November's ballot, you have to go back to 1996, the year state voters passed Proposition 209, changing the state constitution,
which effectively outlawed affirmative action and the use of affirmative action in contracts, and also not just in awarding contracts, but using race and gender as a way to level the playing field, but also when you look at education.
California is now one of 9 states without affirmative action laws. Walter Wilson with the Yes on 16 campaign says it has cost businesses generational wealth.
Minority and women businesses lost at a minimum $1.1 billion a year for over the last 22 years in state and government contracts.
Wilson also says minority admissions to the public higher education system, like the UC system, have suffered, further entrenching problems that begin in underfunded elementary schools.
Black and Latino students admitted to the University of California decreased between 12 and 60%, depending on the university's location.
The No on 16 crowd is run by those who put Prop 209 on the ballot in 1996. Gail Heriot, a law professor at the University of San Diego, says minority graduation rates and grade point averages at the UC have gone up since Prop 209 was enacted, and that more attention should be paid to fixing K-12 education parity.
Public universities should give a little leg up to people who are really in need, but you can't measure that by race. That's not the way we determine who's in need. There are plenty of very, very well-off African Americans, very well-off Latinos. There are Asians who are not well-off. There are whites who are not well off.
She says allowing affirmative action again is discriminatory.
It is important for the University of California and for the state of California as a whole to give a little extra leg up to people who really need it. Low-income students, whose parents didn't go to college.
So this is interesting because these are opposing viewpoints and come up with different conclusions in many cases. But why now? Why are they trying to repeal this now?
Well, the Yes on Prop 16 crowd says that they are trying to repeal this right now. The reason why? You have to go look back to the George Floyd protests. They say this is a moment for racial equality in the country, and if it doesn't happen now, it won't ever happen. Ken?
Interesting. Andrea Borba reporting live for us. Thank you, Andrea. And we have a series of stories on KPIX.com on this election, including how to register to vote, and then